Welcome to the Rudick Report. Today is Friday, May 5th, 2023. If you can, please support this channel by buying me a cup of coffee or by visiting my affiliate links. Your help is greatly appreciated and helps us to continue to provide content. Despite the efforts of the West to damage Russia's economy and as energy revenues stabilize public finances, Russia could be making plans to restart purchases of foreign currency. Russia's finance ministry is preparing to announce the resumption of foreign exchange purchases this week, with initial volumes projected to be equivalent to about 200 million yuan per month. The Chinese yuan is viewed as the primary asset Russia can utilize for transactions to refill its 154 billion National Wealth Fund, which is a state-owned investment fund comprised of money generated by the government. Natalia Milchakova, an analyst at Freedom Holdings Corp., stated, "It will be important for the market that the state is starting to accumulate reserves again instead of spending them. This may even possibly affect the ruble," she added. Russia paused foreign exchange purchases in late January of 2022 and suspended the program following the outbreak of the conflict in Ukraine. At the beginning of 2023, the Bank of Russia resumed operations with foreign currency amid rising oil and gas profits. The move was part of an overhauled budgetary process designed to shield the economy from the volatility of commodity markets, and transactions are now carried out in the Chinese yuan. The volumes of foreign exchange purchases will initially be small, but will still be highly symbolic, as they will show that Russia is building reserves rather than eating through them, according to Bloomberg's Russia's economist Alexander Isaakov. The shift from selling to buying would highlight Russia's ability to keep up the flow of petrodollars in the face of sanctions and the price cap imposed by the EU, G7, and their allies. Despite an unprecedented deficit which amounted to 2.4 trillion rubles by the end of the first quarter, the Russian federal budget is on the mend, partly due to changes in the calculations of some oil taxes, Bloomberg reported. This news is just verification that major superpowers of the world are not only planning to de-dollarize and move away from the dollar, but are actually carrying out transactions circumventing the dollar in totality. Following years of abusing its reserve currency status, the United States now faces a growing wave of global de-dollarization, as many of the largest and most populous countries on the planet are banding together to launch a US dollar alternative to be used in global trade. State Duma Deputy Chairman Alexander Babakov is encouraging the creation of a new common currency between Russia, India, and the other BRICS nations to push back against US hegemony. If enough of the global community bypasses the dollar and we lose our world reserve currency status, then the US money supply would be just about worthless. So what happens when that dollar collapses? A currency collapse is when a country's currency loses its value and becomes practically worthless in day-to-day use. Typically, a currency collapse is caused by political or economic upheaval, hyperinflation, or war. If you compare these reasons, it looks like the United States checks off those boxes. If the United States loses its currency status, you can expect bank runs, capital controls, rising unemployment, hyperinflation, food scarcity, and civil unrest. The bottom line is that the collapse and death of the dollar is coming much sooner than anyone forecasted, with multiple countries with huge global economies now working together to eliminate the US dollar in trade. Also, with the BRICS nations expanding and working towards the creation of an alternative currency, the dollar's days of being the world's reserve currency are coming to an end. So, like in all our videos, not financial advice, but it may be wise to get extra food, extra water, get cash for emergencies in case there are runs, and if possible, get out of debt and move some money to precious metals. There are many reputable companies to buy from. They include JM Bullion, SD Bullion, and Money Metals. You can use whoever you think is best, but just take some action before you can't. Thank you for listening, and until next time, this is the Rudick Report.